Picture San Francisco, the home of innovation, a city known for taking risks, dreaming big, and rewriting the rules. That's exactly what the 49ers just did, sending shockwaves through the NFL with their blockbuster 5-year, $265 million extension for quarterback Brock Purdy. If you're a football fan, it's hard not to ask, was this visionary leadership, or just a costly mistake that could haunt the franchise for years? Tonight, we dissect both sides of this high-stakes drama. We tap into expert analysis, emotional fan response, and the pulse of a locker room built around Super Bowl ambitions. Buckle up. By the end, you'll see the true magnitude of San Francisco's bold bet. Brock Purdy, the rise, the story, and the payday. Let's start with what makes Brock Purdy's new contract so stunning. Just a few years ago, Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, selected with the very last pick of the NFL draft. He answered by defying the odds, emerging as the 49ers starter and leading the team deep into the postseason. Purdy's journey became the ultimate underdog tale in pro football, a Cinderella story etched in 49ers lore. But now, Purdy wears a very different label. Franchise quarterback, paid as the face of the team, with a staggering $181 million guaranteed over 5 years. That's $53 million per season. It's the 7th highest QB deal in the league, placing him alongside signal callers like Detroit's Jared Goff and just behind heavyweights like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. On one hand, this is what NFL dreams are made of, proof that grit, smarts, and seizing opportunity can vault you to the top. On the other, this is business. Massive contracts come with massive expectations and consequences. The critic's case. Frank Schwab's stark warning. Let's confront the most passionate argument against the deal, voiced by Frank Schwab on the Inside Coverage podcast. Yes, Purdy earned the contract, and yes, it's a heartwarming sports story, Schwab acknowledges. But can you win a Super Bowl paying your quarterback $53 million annually? I just don't see it. Schwab isn't simply anti-Purdy. His case centers on how the NFL works in 2025, a league where salary cap space is as precious as a deep playoff run. The 49ers built their recent Super Bowl rosters around Purdy's tiny rookie salary, which freed up cash for star talent on both sides of the ball. If you lock in a big QB contract, he argues, you lose that edge. Suddenly, it's harder to afford those premium defenders, blockers, and receivers, putting more pressure on Purdy to elevate everyone around him. And Schwab doesn't believe Purdy, talented as he is, belongs in the carry the franchise category with Mahomes, Burrow, or Hurts. His boldest take. The 49ers' real advantage wasn't Purdy, it was head coach Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan is the cheat code. He can develop another bargain quarterback, Schwab claims. They should always be hunting for the next Purdy, not paying top dollar for the current one. It's a cold, calculated, and financially focused view. Is Schwab right, or is he underestimating the chaos of QB instability? The defense, Charles. Robinson's pragmatic stance turned the lens, and you hear the counterpoint articulated by Charles Robinson. To him, the 49ers' move wasn't a leap of faith, but a grounded, reasonable response to a tough situation. First, Robinson notes that Purdy's deal doesn't break the bank by modern standards. It fits the 7th highest QB slot, right where market trends say it should be. It's not like the 49ers are alone at this price. If you want any proven, reliable QB, this is the cost of doing NFL business. Robinson's key argument: what's the alternative? If you can tell me a better option, I'm all ears, he says. The 49ers aren't positioned for a top draft pick anytime soon, thanks to their perennial playoff status. Tanking isn't an appetizing solution for a veteran roster aiming at championships, and the drop-off to available free agents or untested draftees could jeopardize their entire window to win with stars like Deebo Samuel and Nick Bosa. His reasoning is rooted in reality. For a franchise on the cusp, having good, not great, quarterback play locked in is better than risking a full reboot. And maybe, just maybe, Purdy will keep improving and defy the label of mid-tier quarterback altogether. Market forces and the Niners' window, risk versus reward. Let's zoom out. Today's NFL is a league of all-in gambles. The biggest contracts often go to proven stars, but every year, new QBs push market values higher. In reality, each team must decide whether to pay the price now or risk being left behind. San Francisco's current core is designed to win. Deebo Samuel is one of the most dynamic playmakers in football. Christian McCaffrey remains a home run threat, and Nick Bosa leads a terrifying defense. The clock is ticking on keeping these stars together and healthy. Cutting costs at QB would mean ushering in a rebuild nobody in San Francisco wants, especially with Super Bowl dreams still alive. At the same time, tying up more cap space in Purdy adds pressure to draft well, develop young players, and make tough cuts elsewhere on the roster. Future free agency periods will be more treacherous, and one injury to Purdy could send shockwaves through every level of the organization. This is the razor's edge every contender walks. How to maximize today's window without mortgaging tomorrow. The uniqueness of Brock Purdy. More than numbers? Beyond the financials, there's the question of identity. Brock Purdy has quickly become the spiritual and emotional heartbeat of the 49ers. Teammates rave about his leadership, his poise in the huddle, and the calm, gritty demeanor he brings to big games. There's value here that doesn't show up in the box score. Fans remember the way Purdy kept the team afloat after early injuries, how he rallied from setbacks, and how he played beyond his years in the postseason. He isn't flashy, but he's resilient, a rare trait at such a young age. Is this it factor worth the premium price tag? Sometimes, a locker room needs continuity more than raw stats on paper. That's why so many 49ers, as well as Robinson, feel comfortable rolling the dice on Purdy, even though they know it limits their budget elsewhere. The big picture, lessons from NFL history. There's one more angle to consider. NFL history is full of contract gambles that paid off, and just as many that fizzled. For every Tom Brady who made his contract look like a bargain, there's a case of a massive deal, followed by playoff heartbreak or roster decay. The truth? There's no magic formula. The right decision is always clear, until it isn't. Shanahan's system might produce another diamond in the rough quarterback, or Purdy could end up being the steady rock San Francisco needs. Time will tell. Was it a gamble or a masterstroke? So what's the final verdict? Did the 49ers commit a franchise-altering mistake, or did they simply do what every serious Super Bowl contender must? Lock down a good quarterback and hope for greatness? This is the debate that will echo through training camp and beyond. Will Purdy's contract speed the Niners toward Lombardi glory, or become the anchor that keeps them from building a champion around their star QB? Now it's your turn to jump in. Do you think San Francisco made the right call by paying Purdy, or should they have taken a different path? Let's get the discussion going. Drop your thoughts in the comments, leave a like if you're fired up for another season, and stay tuned for more in-depth breakdowns about all things NFL. Thanks for joining us for another exclusive look at the biggest questions in football. The answers? They're still being written in San Francisco.